What? Hello there. Today we're gonna do the Your Booktube tag. I saw this over on Criminality's channel and I thought it would be a fun one to do. I will find out who originally did this tag and then I will link that down below. So the first question is, how do you decide what to review on your channel? And I actually just did a video about this, about how I choose my books, and I will link that down below because that goes way more into depth about it. But how I choose my books for Booktube, it's a collaboration of many things. I will choose books based on Booktuber recommendations. I'll go to the library and I'll browse the new books section. I will go to an indie bookstore, and if there's tags that the booksellers that work there filled out, there's a good chance that I might find something I'm interested in, and I've definitely bought books off of those recommended bookseller tags. Also, just hearing about and seeing a book on social media all the time will pique my interest and make me want to pick it up. And if there's a book that's just talked about, that'll definitely influence me in doing it as well. If I have a favorite author, I love getting the new books that come out that they put out. That's definitely one. There's a few people that I've met since doing Booktube and through social media that are authors that have sent me arcs of their books, so that's been pretty awesome. I'm part of some email lists for different indie books and by different authors, and they'll have a whole list of different books, and so all of those different ways combined is how I find my books. Question number 2. Let's talk about prep. Are you organized or by the seat of your pants? I have a planner. You can't really see it that well. There we go. You can kind of see words. I have everything organized. I take notes when I read my books, so I always have kind of an outline of what's going on. I have stuff written like when I'm going to post on Instagram, when I'm going to do this, and I cannot work in a cluttered space. Like if my space is cluttered, I have to clean it first. It's like when I go cook in the kitchen. If the kitchen is messy, I have to do all the dishes, wipe everything down so I can mess it all up again. I like to give long rambly answers to things that are like, I am organized. But that would be a boring answer, wouldn't it be? Like if I was just like, hey, I'm organized. I gotta show you I use a planner, and then I take notes and then babble on about it for a while. Not a seat of the pants. So the next question is, what inspired you to start your channel? Well, here's the thing. Originally this channel was connected to my partner, and I had streamed on Twitch for like 6 going on 7 years, and we had the YouTube channel just kind of attached to that, and we upload stuff that was not edited. Some of our streams that we did with our friend John Tenney, who is a paranormal investigator, and we had some cooking streams on there and a bunch of like random stuff. I've always been a lifelong avid reader, and so I was like, hey, I'm gonna start talking about books and stuff on here, and we'll call it Sin's Book Nook. So that was originally just gonna be part still of our gaming channel, and since we didn't really do anything with the channel for like 6 years, I eventually decided that once I started making these videos, I didn't even know Booktube was a thing. I didn't know it existed. I discovered it after I started making videos about books, and I was like, there's a whole freaking world of people that love books out there on Booktube. So that was a very exciting discovery for me. I think a lot of people, it's the other way. Like, if I'm Booktube first, not for me. So I discovered it afterwards because apparently I was living under a rock. So then I decided I was going to convert the whole channel just to my thing because we weren't really using it. So I talked to my partner and he was like, yeah, that's totally cool. And now we are here in Sin's Book Nook. So it was just kind of by happenstance. I don't know, I was just trying to figure out content to put on our channel, which books had really nothing to do with gaming, but here we are. The next question is, walk us through a filming session. Come in the room, turn the lights on. I film at a desk and I have a camera. It's a Elgato Facecam Pro. I don't know if anyone cares, but it films in 60 FPS and it can film in 4K, yada yada yada. This is my new camera that I was super excited about. I, for a long time, just recorded on a Brio Logitech webcam that was downstairs, what we used for streaming on Twitch. So this one I got recently is much better. It allowed me to set up upstairs. I was excited about it. So anyway, so I go into the camera settings, make sure color looks right, the lighting looks right, that I'm in focus and all that stuff. Then I do a test video. Always do a test video because you never know if your microphone's on and not, or maybe it's muted. So today, actually, the first test video I did, my microphone was muted and I was like, whoops. So that's why I always do a test video, like 5 seconds. I'll just either sing a part of a song or just be like, this is the Sin's Book Nook broadcasting show. I don't know, something dumb. Or I'll just make noises at the camera. And then all systems go. So after we've done the the test. We got our camera settings, make sure they look good. Lights are good. Then we hit record and I have notes off to the side that I can look at if I lose my train of thought to rein me back in. That is how I do a filming session. This next question is, what is your favorite style, Booktube style, or staple video? Favorite Booktube style? I think that's probably referring to if I like vlogs or just, you know, this kind of like setup talking head. I'm more interested to hear what the person says. I do sometimes like vlogs. They're okay, but it really depends. Like, they can be done really well or they can be done not so well. Most of the time, most of the booktubers I do watch and prefer are just like one static scene talking about multiple things or talking about a specific book. So do I have a favorite? I don't think I do. I like both. Do I prefer one over the other? Not really. I prefer the person. That's what I prefer. I am a sucker for personality, baby. So if you have a good personality and you're funny, I am drawn to you as a person. I'm not trying to be creepy like a weird stalker. It's more so the person in the video's persona than what kind of style their video is, in all honesty. Next question is, what would you like to see more of on Booktube? I don't know. There's been so much stuff that's done. I always thought it would be cool to see people act out like scenes from books, but that would take a lot of production into it to do that stuff. That's something I think I'd like to see more of. I've seen a tiny bit of it, but I know that that takes a lot. You have to have other people in the scenes with you. I mean, I guess you could do it all yourself. You could be like, where they have like the scene where the person's talking this way and then it comes the other way and they're just wearing a different hat or whatever. I think that would be cool to see more of. I don't know. I don't have a lot of things that I feel like are lacking currently. At least off the top of my head that I can think of. I kind of covered this one earlier. This says, when reading, do you take notes and how? I use a boring notebook that I got from the dollar store. I usually have like a handful of dollar store notebooks that I always have at the ready when I'm taking notes about the books that I read. Usually I jot notes about the main characters, write down the character names, and then like main synopsis of the story and just things here and there. And it's funny because whenever I do take notes, I usually stop about halfway through the book. Like, my notes are usually only through the first half of the book. But then again, if I think about it, for the most part, what I'm going to talk about, if I'm doing a book review, I'm not going to give the whole story. We're just going to talk about, you know, the main synopsis and like the first kind of chunk of the book. Once in a while, if an idea strikes me, I will use the notes app in my phone, but otherwise I write it down with pen and paper. Where would you like to see your channel this time next year? I would like it to still be here and me to still be putting out at least 3 videos a week, meeting more people in the booktube community and sharing our love of books with each other. You know, obviously I would like to grow and continue growing and just talk about all the bookish things. That's what I want to do. What is your best booktube memory? I don't know, starting this channel. Starting this channel because I've met so many cool people. I don't have like one single memory in my mind, but I've met some really like nice, cool, weird, funny, and awesome people, and it's been such a pleasant surprise, and the booktube community is so nice. So it's not, I don't have like one single memory. It's a collaborative of just meeting lots of awesome people with similar interests. I don't have that many people in my life who love books the way I do, so it's awesome to be able to share that with you guys. The last question says, why? Why Booktube? Well, the answer is Booktube found me. I stumbled upon it as a happy accident, like I said earlier, from the gaming channel, and we were doing nothing with our YouTube channel, really just randomly uploading random crap. It happily evolved into a Booktube channel, and it was a happy accident. I don't know if that's the most exciting answer, but if you are a fan of tag videos, the next video coming up will be another tag video. So, stick around. Check it out. And if you had fun hanging out today, hit that subscribe button, come back, see me again, and we'll talk about more bookish things and weird stuff.